Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Y'all been blowing up my phone and screaming at me to get this video done, so hopefully all goes well today. But what this is this is my 6.5 Creedmoor Outlier setup. So Remington 700 action, and then everything else is Outlier. This chassis, the stock, this front rail, the barrel, everything is from Outlier, except on top, I put an Arkin EP5. Big old Mondo scope. My first trip to the range, I had higher rings and a different scope, and I didn't have enough adjustment to where I could be dead on at 100 yards. It was all of my adjustment down, yes, with the zero stop and everything taken off. I could, with the scope dialed all the way down, I was 3 inches high at 100 yards. I want this to be dead on at 100. That's how I sight in everything, keep everything consistent. But this is my first trip to the range with this thing. Outlier, 6.5 Creedmoor barrel, Remington 700 action. Let's just see what it does. Ammo I brought out today is Remington core locked, 140 grainers. Let's see how it likes this stuff. So, what I did at the house was bore sight it, took the bolt out, got it roughly to where I think it should be. So real quick, just like I do everything else, if you've seen my show, this is how I sight in everything. Right at 10 yards, I'm gonna aim on that dead center bullseye. I want my hit to be about 2 inches low. If we can get it there in the ballpark, I know when I go back to 100, it'll at least be on paper, and we'll dial it in there and do some groups and just see what happens. But let's fling one at this paper at 10 yards, see if I got enough adjustment, see if I fixed it this time. All right, so let's send one and see what happens. I've got my Banish 30 gold can on the end here. I'm probably gonna have to bring this up, huh? Give me some more runway. All right, this stock, I did put a rear bag slider on the back to help with using it like this, but let's see where we're at 10 yards. The only other thing that I'll probably do to this rig is put a lighter trigger in it. The trigger that's in it, a little on the heavy side. Oop. Let's see where this thing's at. Man, these EP5s have good glass. Wow. All right, holding dead center here. And how about that? My bore sight is almost perfect. I marked it on that paper where I wanted my hit, and I pretty near hit that. Bore sighting it works pretty good. But that being said, I think we should be money. Let's go back to the bench at 100, see what we can do with it. I got a lead sled down there. Gives this thing the benefit of the doubt, gives this thing the best chance that it can. I've gone through and triple checked all the torques and everything, so we should be good. All right, now back here at the bench, 100 yards, we got to get it sighted in. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a bunch with this, doing a bunch more testing with factory loadings, and also doing my own hand loads for this. But we got to get it sighted on paper first, and that's what we're doing for this video. And we're going to see how it likes this factory Remington 140. So let's see what happens. It was good at 10 yards. Let's see where it's at 100. This is my Caldwell lead sled DFT2. Works good for things that have a grip like this, because it has these two tubes where the grip can go down in the middle. But help me be super steady and really do this thing justice. Good squeeze there. It's on paper. I'm going to go ahead and just do a group here, and then I'll adjust it based off that group. I'm just going to single feed all these. This setup does take the AICS magazines. touching. Pretty near the same hole there. It's a good sign, especially this being the very first group that I've ever done with this thing. And it kicked that one out, but that's still probably at least a 0.8 inch group or better. Let me do some clickies up top here, and then we'll do another group. All right, we should be closer to the bullseye than we were before. Let's do another group here. I'm gonna keep single feeding them. Top left target. That's gonna come in pretty near. Actually, that's a little bit better than the first group. That's probably gonna be a 0.6 inch group, but I'm out in here testing this. Man, the wind is blowing like crazy. Hopefully the audio's not trash. But let's go ahead and do one more group while I'm out here. It's pretty well sighted in. That was almost a bullseye. So that's pretty consistent with this ammo. Let's go down there and measure these groups. All right, so there was my first group right here. Then we did that one, then we did that one. Let me go grab my calipers. Those are all gonna come in under an inch. Not bad for the first type of bow lights we tried in that thing. All right, so here's my official measurements. First group off the bore sight, 0.83. Best group of the day was a 0.60. And then third group I did was a 0.70. All that was without letting it cool. Even after all 9 of those, I grabbed the barrel and felt 0 heat. This big heavy barrel is awesome, but pretty consistent. Out of that Remington stuff, all under an inch, plenty good for catching deers at 200-300 yards. My benchmark is kind of 1/2 inch groups. Once I get 1/2 inch or better, then I'm really starting to giggle on the inside. But hey, testing this hunting ammo out of it first. Those 140 grain Remington core locks did pretty good, pretty consistent. But there you have it, guys. Like I said, my phone's been ringing off the hook. People wanting to see this thing at the range. Hey, did pretty good. I absolutely love that heavy barrel. I am eventually going to take a deer with this rig. I have yet to take a deer, believe it or not, with 6.5 Creedmoor. I've been kind of avoiding it, but should I take this one on my elk hunting trip? This might be a heavy rig to go chase an elk in the mountains, but stay tuned. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a bunch more factory ammo, and I'm also going to be doing a bunch of hand loading for this 6.5 Creedmoor. Worked out pretty good. But Arkin EP5 is probably one of the best scopes, if not the best scope that I have on there. Worked out good with those rings on there. You can see I got it pretty near close to the barrel, about as close as you want to be. And if you're looking at this Outlier stuff or Arkin optics, we got codes to help you out quite a bit on the moolahs on those. But hey, appreciate you watching. Big thanks to everybody for rushing me to get this thing to the range. Like I said, there'll be a lot more on this thing soon. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you're subscribed. New videos every day. See you on the next one. WHOTEEWHO.